Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Hard Truth. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, you guys are having a marvelous Monday because you're marvelous. I want to give a quick shout out to our friends in Scotland, Hungary, Argentina, South Africa, Italy, and Brazil. All right. Much love to our international viewers. Today we're going to be talking about the fraternities and Greek life at University of Idaho and the problems that the fraternities have been having over the years and how Sigma Chi could have something to do or actually be related to the Idaho 4 uh, cases. I'll say cases. Now listen, this is all speculation. There's no direct accusation here. Um, I just want to make that clear. All right, so grab your coffee, a nice cup of tea, as what? We begin our story. We're going to start with this article that says Sigma Chi accused of multiple incidents of drugging and sexual assault put on social probation. All right, and this is in the Daily Californian Berkeley News. It was updated February 27, 2018, after additional info was given by Michael Church, who is the executive director of the Sigma Chi International Fraternity. So this is a global social club. All right. It said repeated allegations of drugging and sexual assault at Sigma Chi fraternity have been reported to leaders in the Greek community since the fall of 2015. Put a pin in that date. According to several sources with knowledge of the incidents, these instances of misconduct at Sigma Chi were known among Greek community leadership since about fall 2015, according to past and present leadership within the Greek community and text messages obtained by the Daily Californian. So they got proof, huh? Sigma Chi was put on social probation Tuesday in response to these allegations. In a Monday text message from Jesse O, the Vice President of Risk Management for the Interfraternity Council, or IFC, to Jasmine Amira Sakira, co-director of Greeks Against Sexual Assault, or GASA. O said he had heard of about 12 different incidents, whether reported or just said to people since fall 2015. While the Pan-Hellenic Council of PHC and IFC leadership have been aware of allegations. Both the IFC and the PHC, which govern campus fraternities and sororities respectively, currently lack a standard practice for responding to allegations such as those brought against Sigma Chi. And respectively means that the IFC has the most authority, and then the PHC, the Pan-Hellenic Council, comes after that. All right. After several inquiries made by the Daily Cal, the IFC Standards Board announced Tuesday that the campus chapter of Sigma Chi was placed on social probation, meaning the chapter cannot sponsor, attend, or participate in Greek social functions according to the IFC Constitution. All right. So please note, 2015 is when they're saying all of these allegations really came to a head and people started hearing about it. And also note that there was one other thing. Okay, also note that the problem is drugging and sexual assault. In other words, giving I want to say, female student the drugs or, some type of sexual relaxing or exotic drug, and then it's essentially raping or, molesting them. All right. And so keep those two things in mind, the date and the problem. It's noteworthy that the Sigma Chi fraternity has a history of problems with drugging and sexual assault, and that even though the Sigma Chi chapter at Moscow, Idaho, is in such close vicinity to 1122 King Road, it's kind of shocking that the coroner would say that the toxicology is not really a big, important, or significant part of the case. All right, let's look at this article in Fox 2. It says Idaho murders, coroner weighs in on toxicology reports, describes her role in the case. This was published on December the 15th, the same day that Brian Kohlberger and his father were being stopped in Indiana. Okay, it says the Moscow coroner, who also happens to run her own law office in the center of town, said the toxicology reports for the four slain University of Idaho students aren't relevant to the case. That's absolutely amazing. They can be related to cause or manner of death, but they are not in this case, Kathy Mabut said of the tests that determine whether alcohol or drugs were in a person's system when they died. She added that the results are unlikely to offer any new clues for investigators. All right, now you know that's mind blowing for me that this fraternity, right in the backyard of the crime house or crime scene, you know, they have a history of drugging and sexual assault. And then here we have a house full of girls, five girls all in one house, just a few yards away. I mean, how can we say that it wouldn't offer any new clues for investigators? That to me is the first mind blower.
Any of it. But as usual, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is live on the case. And tonight he is standing in that exact location, right where that body cam action took place. So, Brian, for us looking at it on television, it's hard to get the exact perspective of where the officers were standing, what direction their body cams were pointing, and where those four mysterious figures were walking from and to, and how far away they were from the actual murder scene. So can you take me there and help us get a feel?
Yeah, it's very confusing when you're looking at the body camera video. So hopefully we can give you some perspective. This is Band Field. This is where the alcohol call came in. The young men were here in the field when the police first showed up. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity house right there. So the police walked those young men across the street. This is Taylor Avenue, right to this spot right here. I was able to identify it because of the fire extinguisher. And they were standing in this spot, the young men, and the body camera video was pointed this way. And it is over my shoulder where you could see very faintly what looked like several people walking faster, almost running by in the background. And I want to walk you over, Ashley, and give you a little more perspective. It was somewhere in this area right here. And we can tell because we analyzed these lights of this little apartment building. It was somewhere right in this area. There's another big apartment building here. The question you might be having is how close is this to the house where the murders happened? Mo is going to point in that direction. Our producer is up there. She's going to flash a flashlight, Ashley. You see that flashlight flashing right there? That is right in front of the house where the murders happened.
One, two, three, four, almost as though they're walking in single file out at night at 3 o'clock in the morning, actually closer to 3:12 in the morning. And as you watch those four figures, remember, police say the murders happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. Did those people see something? Who are they?
I wanted to take a look at this article. Um, it says fighting frats and losing. A dispute over how to punish a fraternity ends with the resignation of the dean of students. Is this a pattern? And this was published March the 5th, 2015. All right, this is the University of Idaho Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. Tensions between University of Idaho administrators, a fraternity, and the chapter's alumni have ended with the university's dean of students suddenly announcing his resignation after less than 3 months on the job. Just prior to the announcement, sanctions brought against the fraternity over hazing allegations were dropped. I no longer believe this is an environment where I can work on issues of student safety, Craig Chatrian, the Dean of Students, said. The safety of our students is the primary concern of the Dean of Students' office, and not being able to address concerns through our already established policies and agreements takes away from the effectiveness of what this office can do. All right, he's saying, "Hey, I'm doing my job, and y'all won't let me do my job." So, and I mean, 3 months is not a long time, and so he must have started bringing sanctions as soon as he stepped in the door, and they were like, "No, hold on, you can't do that. Your alumni, they donate a lot of money to the schools, and blah blah blah." But anyway, in the last year, several colleges and universities have made serious attempts to rein in negative fraternity behavior. Punishing fraternities can be a messy process, however, placing student affairs employees in the crosshairs of Greek organizations and their powerful alumni. In some cases, to lose such a battle also means it's time to find a new job. Okay, so this is something serious. In September, Clemson University suspended all fraternity activity after a sophomore fell from a bridge to his death during what his parents believed to have been a hazing ritual. Just before winter break, the official who pushed for that decision, Gail DiSabatino, the university's well-respected vice president of student affairs, was suddenly replaced without explanation. In response to her departure, fraternity members on campus sang, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." Mm-hmm. When Clemson previously discussed the ban of fraternity and sorority social activities in 2010, Greek alumni emailed the university saying such a suspension would jeopardize donations to the university. Okay, we see that it's a money grab, it's a money situation. You know, these fraternity and sorority alumni pay a lot of money to the school. They pay a lot of bills, and so you have to show respect. Now let's see. I'm trying to find stuff about the University of Idaho, not Clemson. Okay, here we go. Catherine Aiken, the University of Idaho's provost and vice president, said the university does not place alumni interests ahead of the safety of students. Our biggest concern is the welfare of the students, Aiken said. That's upmost in our minds. I think the Greek community shares that commitment to the welfare and development. I think we are all in agreement that this is a place where the safety of students is of paramount importance. With houses that are privately owned and located off campus, houses that are privately owned and located off campus like 1122 King Road. Idaho fraternities, like many across the country, are notoriously difficult to police. One university official described them as holding tremendous power, and they have experienced a number of tragedies, controversies, and lawsuits in recent years. Within weeks of each other in 2009, two students were seriously injured in falls from upper story fraternity windows. It happened again at another Idaho fraternity in 2011 and again in 2012. A student celebrating his 21st birthday in 2010 took at least 15 shots in less than 3 hours and died of alcohol poisoning in his frat house. In 2013, a freshman wandered away from a fraternity party and froze to death under a bridge. Later that year, a University of Idaho student was sentenced to 15 years in prison for raping another student in the bushes behind a fraternity house as the party continued inside.